Should you buy a fixer? Let's talk about it. Okay, so oftentimes we think, buy a fixer, we get a good deal on it, and I can make it my own. I can go all HGTV on it. But is it right for you? Well, there's a couple things to think about. One, what is the true existing condition, right? So when you buy it, you're gonna do your inspections, your sewer line, chimney, mold, roof inspections, general home inspection, all that stuff. You're gonna wanna do all that so you truly know what you're getting yourself into. Because even though you might be buying at a slight discount, once you factor in the cost of remodel, you may be basically buying as if you bought a house that was already done. In which case, why go through the hassle of a fixer when you can move right in? Second thing to think about is your budget. People think, well, I'm buying it at a discount. Great, but do you have 20 grand to fix the roof? Do you have 50 grand to fix a foundation? Like, if you don't actually have that money, the money's gotta come from somewhere. And if you're trying to slowly do it over time, that's fine. Just make sure that everything's safe. And the other thing to keep in mind is, has anything been done with or without permits? So it's one thing to say, hey, look, there's this addition done and I'm just gonna remodel it. It's another like, hey, look, the city has no idea this exists. And I don't know if it's to code. If it's not to code, what does that look like? When I bought my second house hack with my then fiance, it had an illegal addition. We had a contractor come out and say, look, Rick, you gotta tear this down. It has the incorrect beams, it's not safe. So we ended up tearing it down and rebuilding a brand new addition. And we worked with the seller on a discount because of it. So just because you might think it's easy, it may not be. On the flip side, buying a fixer has its major pros. So in addition to the discount, you can make it your own, as I mentioned before. If you're like, well, I looked at done homes, but the floors were ugly, the paint was ugly, all this stuff was like, well, you're gonna tear it out anyways, so you might as well get a discount. That's why I bought my very first fixer, which is a condo here in the San Fernando Valley. My thought was all these done condos weren't to my taste. So why am I paying this premium when I'm gonna remodel it anyways? The other thing to keep in mind is you're getting it done right. So if there is a sewer line problem, you can have the seller do it, but they're gonna find the cheapest person out there and just jerry-rig it, potentially. Some try to do it right. Others, like yourself, it's gonna be like, no, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna make sure it's right. It's how I keep my capital expenditures low. So for capital expenditures, also known as CapEx, it's a real estate investment term. The idea is you generally put money aside for all your big ticket items. So roof, sewer line, major plumbing, major electrical, things like that. But if you remodel everything up front, over the long run, it doesn't really matter as much because it has a longer lifespan, right? So for example, I replaced the sewer line in my house. Well, good news, those are known to last a lifetime. And I got it done up front. It's not a future expense. I've had other clients where they didn't touch the roof, and then now is the time to replace it. We actually chose to sell it. Why? Because buyers aren't paying a big premium for a brand new roof. So we're like, look, let's just disclose that there's been roof leaks. Otherwise, the roof was in okay shape. Let's move on. So buying a fixer isn't for everyone. You have to think about your goals and if it makes sense for you. If you want to chat more about it, let me know. Feel free to comment below. And of course, follow or subscribe depending where you're watching this, and you have a great rest of your day.